Hi friends, welcome back. Hope all is well with you. All is well on my end. This afternoon I'm finally able to do a little video with you guys for you guys this afternoon, and I just want to give you guys an update of all the wonderful things and not so wonderful things that are happening in my garden. So as you guys will have known, I told you all the different things I wanted to start in my garden, and I have gotten some of these things started. Let me just put this down and show you some of the things that I did get started in my garden, well, for my garden so far. And these are some of the things that I have. I have a wonderful array of seedlings that I am really proud of. They are, some things are not so healthy, but majority of them are super healthy, and they're doing great. My peppers have a disease that has started setting in them. They were looking great, but I have to deal with them this afternoon. I'm going to be treating them for a mite. It's a very fine mite, very fine. When I say very fine, you cannot see it that easily. It's only when it's moving you see it. I don't even know what mite it is, but I'm going to use dish soap and neem oil to treat my pepper plants, and I'm going to show you guys where I plan to plant my pepper plants, because there's been a big change in plants. Okay, I had planned to start gardening in the extension garden this year, but we've been so busy, we really didn't have much time or any slot to get down there to do gardening in the extension garden. So I really don't want my plants to go to waste. I don't want them to just stay there in these little tiny pots, these little tiny cups, and just wither away. So once there's life, there's a way. You can always try to work around the issues you have in the garden. I've been gardening in my little small garden for some time now. The onions aren't quite mature, but those are going to come out. These onions, they're not very many. Then I have one big onion. I'm glad about that. What this experiment has taught me so far is that I can grow my onions if I want to. So what I'll be doing is I'll be harvesting these onions soon and getting ready to plant whatever I can in this spot to use up that real estate for some of the plants that I have here. But I have to sit down and plan it. For the peppers, I have this drum here that a friend of mine said that I could borrow, which I have, and it's a drum that has been cut in two. My husband did it for me and he welded it together, and what I have done so far is that I have filled it in with the trimmings from the hedge, because to fill that sucker in with by soil, potting soil, it will be super expensive, and I mean that's no fun. So what I've done, that's the bread man. So what I've done is I filled in this drum that's been halved and welded together. I filled it in with the trimmings from the hedge, and I have 100 liters of soil that I bought to put on the top of that drum in order to plant my peppers. Now I do know that a heat is going to be at the bottom of that drum for say about 2 weeks, so I'm not too sure if the peppers will hold out that long, but I'm still going to go ahead and planted it anyway, because peppers is a heat loving plant, and I'm just hoping for the best as regards that, working around the problems that I have. So that's for that. That's the pepper issues that where I'm going to plant that. That's my plan. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I'm going to try anyway, rather than leave the peppers to just die in those cups. So you would have noticed that I have a cloth here, and you're probably asking yourself, Why does she have that tied up there? Well, I don't have a shade cloth. And remember I was telling you guys that, you know, these cucumbers that I planted, they weren't really bred for the Caribbean. Not sure if they would have been able to handle the heat. Well, they got to a point and they couldn't handle the heat. I tried tying them up. I tried tying up this cloth as a barrier, but the humidity, the heat was coming from the ground, the side, the wind, the sun. That eventually, actually this happened in the last 2 days. Look at that. Let me switch it around. Yeah, so that's what happened to them. They got to a point. In fact, I actually had some aphid issues on all of these cucumbers. These cucumbers were severely stressed, and they got to this point and they just withered away. So I can safely tell you that I'm not going to be trying these cucumbers again unless, you know, it's, I don't know, super cool. I'm seeing the aphids on it still actually. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take these guys out, bag them up, and throw them in the trash. So I'm gonna try cucumbers again, but I'm going to wait for the rains to come again for the hurricane season, and I'm gonna try growing cucumbers then. However, I've had some other successes. These are the bronze romaine. These are doing great. These are in over my dog kennel. These are my greens, what I call my salad bar. My husband brought home a cane, a piece of sugar cane, and I'm trying to get it to grow. So I'm seeing that it's starting to shoot. So I'm going to put this in some soil soon in order to save it, because that cane was super soft, super sweet. This is a pak choy that's probably going to end up in a dish soon. And the dill has gone to seed. And I'm going to be taking these seeds off, storing them in a container for when I want to do some pickling of different things. Here I have a rough skin lemon that was a beautiful tree, but it got attacked by the mealybug, and so I had to trim it back really. Well, I shouldn't say I had to. It died in parts, and I had to trim back the parts. Took another part died. I had to trim it back really heavily, and I worked really hard with trying to get all the mealybug off of this. So I treated it, and I treated the root system for the mealybug. That was a really gnarly job to do with those mealybugs. What else did I wanted to show you guys? Okay, so this is the next thing that I've been growing. These are some lettuces that I've been growing. These have been going great. I've been cutting these back, well, harvesting the leaves and allowing them to fall back out. So these have been jamming for the last about 4 weeks. Been having lettuce from this, and this is just 3 plants, and that's been serving my family of 4 really good. Here we have some spinach that I'm letting grow, and in between there's some shadow benny or cilantro, some chives that I need to get more of because that is certainly not enough. The pineapple that I repotted, those are doing great as well. Another experiment that I did, my daughter wanted to grow strawberry. So I had a pack of store-bought strawberries that I tried, and out of that entire pack only 2 strawberries came up. So I'm happy about that. At least I know what varieties those are. But check this out, guys. We bought a pack of strawberries, and the strawberries were sweet. And so I took a knife and I scraped off the seeds on the outside of those strawberries, and I put them in this little container. Look at that. All of those are strawberry seeds, and there are many more coming up. So if you want to give growing strawberries a try, by all means, do it. Because so far I'm getting good germination of the ones I bought. I mean, I don't know what type of strawberries will come of that. If they'll be sweet, if they'll be sour, I don't know. But it's worth the effort, because the little one, she wants to grow strawberries. Mama's going to try and grow strawberries for her baby. So that's that. But look at this plant, guys. I'm not sure if you guys will be following other YouTubers, but this is the blue borage. Look at that. It is beautiful, and it does taste like cucumber. It does taste good. It tastes really good. So I've got a lot to do. So what I'm going to do is set you guys down, and I'm going to go through my pepper plants. I'll be mixing, or before I go and set you down, I'll be mixing these two things. So this is neem oil, and I'll be using some Dawn, and I'll be mixing a tablespoon of neem oil to about a tablespoon of the dish soap, and I'll be mixing that into this 2-gallon bucket. And what I will do is I will mix the water and everything, and I will be dunking the entire plant in the solution upside down to try and wash off those mites off of my pepper plants. So now that I'm finished washing up all those pepper plants, I will be setting the soil in, and I will be planting in those peppers in a week's time. But I'm gonna give that soil and that hedging, those grass clippings, to break down a little, and then I'll be planting those peppers in. I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for subscribing. If you are new here, welcome. Really glad that you stayed this long in the video, and I really hope that my content continues to give you a bit of what Caribbean life is like, and you get to see the charming side of it. Now, growing in the tropics is extremely difficult because of the heat. Everything thrives in the warmth, and so it's challenges from the head to the toe. There's really no break in the challenges that we experience growing here in the tropics, but we're determined to be able to be self-sufficient in some way. There are many new things that I want to tell you guys that I want to try, but I'm gonna hold out, and when the time is right, I will share with you the different new things that we'll be embarking on here at home and at the extension garden. But right now we're not able to do much there because we have a lot of infrastructure to do in that area, because you know, with the rains that we had October, November of 2022, we were really it's really eye-opening, the different issues we had with drainage. So it's not really, we're not really looking to grow.
I'm going outside.
Say that?
I'm going outside. I'm going outside.
Okay. Yes, guys. So as I was saying, so this weekend, the family, we decided, instead of going on the extension garden, to take the kids to the beach, and I'm going to add here a little extra of what that afternoon was like, so that it gives you a bit of Caribbean charm, as the channel suggests. Guys, thanks so much for spending time with me today. Truly appreciate it. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, sharing, liking the video, because the more you like my videos, the more the YouTube algorithm spreads it to others, and that's the best I can ask of you guys to help me get this channel going. One thing I can't do without you guys is growing this channel. I could grow lots of other things, but I need you for this channel. Until the next time, my loves, take care. See you next time.